Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Hallah Perek Gimal Mishnah Hayat. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss sourdough, right? Laws about sourdough. They would take sourdough, just to understand, they would take sourdough from, a piece of bread that they would use or dough that they had, right? They would let it literally turn sour, and they use this as the yeast agent for another batch of dough to make it the next batch rise. So now let's say he had sourdough, which he did not separate hallah from yet. Right, so the sourdough hallah wasn't removed, and now he takes the sourdough and he mixes it with other dough which he already separated hallah from. But now this is almost, the sourdough is an agent now that's getting mixed in with the other dough and could potentially, make what do? How do you separate hallah on this piece of sourdough once it was used as the yeast agent for the next batch of dough? So that's going to be the discussion now, Mishna. So a person takes sourdough from a regular batch of dough that hallah wasn't separated from yet, and he puts it into a batch of dough, right, as the rising agent, into a dough whose hallah was already separated from. So he separated hallah from that dough, but now he added this, this sourdough which hallah wasn't separated from yet. So what could you do? So first option is let's say he has, panasa, which is, livelihood, meaning he has more flour that hallah wasn't separated from yet. So he has it somewhere else. So what does he do? So he could take this other flour, if he has enough, right, between the sourdough and this other flour, he's going to have the shi'ur of hameshet reva'im, right, the 43.2 betzah. So you mix the two together, or you put them together, so it's, considered from, that's the same area, right, and we always needs to be, taken from that same pile. So you mix them together, and then you go ahead and separate, 1/24th, and then you cover that sourdough. Right, you don't have to do anything to the sourdough itself because you're going to be separating the hallah from the other flour. Right, that's the easiest option. V'im lav, let's say he doesn't have more flour. Right, this is all he had left. So what does he do? That's it. The whole hallah becomes tevel. That whole hallah, right, now takes on the status of that sourdough, and that whole whatever he baked just became, dough that hallah wasn't separated from. So motzi hallah hat ala kol. He needs to separate hallah and cover the entire, batch of dough now. So you have to separate 1/24th over that entire loaf of bread or whatever he just, all that dough that he just used, that sourdough just got mixed in with. And that's the halacha, as our Mishnah.